let's proceed to number 5, similar to number 4.
Number 5. Harvested latex is the agricultural produce of rubber trees. And number 6. The agricultural produce of pigs or carcasses. So both 5 and 6 are true because it is explicitly stated in the table in the standards.
Number 7. Agricultural activity is the harvested produce of the entity's biological asset. The answer is false because the one being defined here is agricultural produce, sir.
Okay. Agricultural activity class pertains to the cultivation of your biological assets class. That is what our agricultural activity is. But obviously, the item being defined in number 7 does not pertain to an activity class. It pertains to a thing. And this thing is our agricultural produce. Okay, so many easy questions from past 41 class will come in a form of definition of terms. Okay, and the definitions here are not confusing. So I expect you to get these kind of questions correctly, class.
Harvest is the detachment of produce from a biological asset or the cessation of a biological asset's life process. True, sir.
When I make a question in this one class, I normally exchange harvest for agricultural activity. For those who did not bother remembering the definition of harvest, number 9 seems to make sense if it is used to define agricultural activity. Okay, but actually, it's agricultural activity first. After you're done with agricultural activity, if the products are already ripe for harvest, then that is when you will have the harvest. But again, if you do not bother knowing the definition, then you can easily be convinced that number 9 may be agricultural activity. So I'm telling you now in advance, nga in the exam, I will just change harvest into agricultural activity. So if you can still not remember that one class because you will not remember the definition of harvest or that the term harvest is used in past 41, then definitely you will get it wrong. But again, I always want you to get perfect in those kind of questions, class. Questions testing only your knowledge on the definition of terms. Please take advantage of those kind of questions.
For number 10, plants cultivated to be harvested as agricultural produce are bearer plants.
Number 10 is false, class. For bearer plants class, their primary use class would be as source of agricultural produce, not the products themselves. Class, very important definition, very important concept, class. Bearer plant is of course a plant. A tree, class, may either be a bearer plant or a biological asset. Are they the same? The answer is no. Please remember, if it's a biological asset, it is covered by past 41. But if it's a bearer plant, can anyone tell me what standard governs bearer plants?
Past 16, sir.
Okay, that's correct. Bearer plants is covered by past 16. Class, if the same tree can be considered as a biological asset or a bearer plant covered by past 16, how then would you know whether it's a biological asset or a PPE? Class, the answer would be, the determining factor would be your intention. What is your intention for that particular tree? If you are concerned with the growth, class, on how long it grows or how thick it develops, class, if your concern is in the development of the tree, class, then that would be a biological asset. But if you are not concerned with how long or how thick the tree grows, class, if you're concerned only with its ability to produce fruits and other agricultural produce, then such tree would be a bearer plant, class. So if it is being cultivated to be harvested, class, meaning you are concerned with its growth. You are not just concerned with its ability to produce fruits. In that case, it would be a biological asset and therefore it should not be a bearer plant. If your purpose is to measure the growth of the tree, class, it's not a bearer plant but it should be a biological asset.